I mean, do these really kill your plants? This is how she looked when I first purchased her. However, in the previous clip, that's how she is because of my neglect and not because of the plastic. This is my beautiful aglaonema little corner wall. Fun fact. Every single one of these aglaonemas, besides I will say 2 of them, had these plastic traps, plastic root holders, whatever you want to call them. And considering all things, they are doing good. So the real question is, what are these plastic things around our plants? And they also can show up in a light mesh material as well. Well, here is my dry and thirsty aglaonema mystic silver. And she has not 1, not 2, but 3. Okay, so I purchased this plant from Lowe's probably back in maybe April or May, give or take. And I knew she had these in her, on her roots, because I could tell whenever I first purchased her. However, I don't freak out when I first see them because now after several years owning plants, I know that these technically they're not the main cause for your plant's deaths. However, in October 2023, this was me. My baby has been quarantining for the past 2 weeks or so, and now she's ready to be uprooted, only because typically with all my aglaonemas I got from big box stores, they are in the little death trap, so I want to take her out of that. This is really hard to take undone. Don't mind me. I think the death traps are connected to each other. You can almost see right there where the plastic is. So that's where I'm going to cut. I finally succeeded. Basically, the real big one, I had to cut it in 50 million different pieces just to take it off. But the smaller one, I was able to just cut the sides and slide it out. That was a lot. And I got hit in the eye about 4 times with dirt, but I'm alive, so that's all that matters. So back then when I was aware that a plant had it, I immediately wanted to remove it because I was like, oh no, I don't want it to harm my plants. However, in my personal experience and looking back on things, the plants that have had those plastic cages on it, if my plant was declining, honestly, it was due to either over watering or neglect or underwatering or lighting issues. It wasn't necessarily due to that, because every time if something was wrong with my plant and I removed these, the roots were always like healthy and good. Like, honestly, it was due to my neglect. So I believe that they can suffocate your roots in a way depending on like how they're growing. But as you see on this aglaonema mystic silver, these roots are so healthy, and the only reason why I'm actually going ahead and doing this is because I'm going to gift one to a family friend who's been wanting this, and because the soil was getting real low too, and I was like, I need to repot it. So if I'm going to repot it, I might as well just go ahead and do this. But other than that, I mean, it's been fine. It's just dry, which is why it has the curly leaves. But you just need to make sure you're doing the correct care you are for your plant. And as you see, I'm just removing these individually from each other, nice and slow. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove these plastic cages from them. And so In my previous video, you saw that I did have to cut it up, but that was because those roots were extremely tangled. But these, they're not as tangled as the others. So on one of them, I'm going to basically cut it in one side and just open it up in half, and then I will pull the other one nice and easy just out through the cage. And there will be a little bit of some roots left on it, but it's okay because as you see, these roots are so thick and juicy, which I love. Aglaonema roots, and also it reminds me of monstera roots too because they have the thick white juicy roots. So that's what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to pot them up in all different plant mediums. So I guess the next question is, what are these things? They're basically hydroponic net pots. And why? Well, they can be easier for growers to grow the plants, and also, I guess, like transport for shipping and other various factors. There have been a lot of different things online when I was looking it up more. But all in all, I mean, if you do see them, you can potentially cause more harm to your plant by removing it, depending on how entangled the roots are. So, really, it's just up to you. And if you do decide to remove them, just please be careful because any transplant with a plant, any touching of the roots and all those things, that causes shock to the plant. And so, yes, if you find the plastic cage on your plant and you remove it, and then let's say your plant is just going downhill, well, it could be experiencing a lot of shock. Maybe it did lose a lot of roots, but of course, there are a lot of different various factors to that. So, all in all, just do your due diligence and do what feels comfortable to you. If you see it and you don't want to remove it, don't do it. If you see it and you do want to remove it, then do it. And then also, just of course, still take good care of your plants so they can have the best growth experience. And as you see, what I'm doing to this beautiful aglaonema, besides caressing her roots, because y'all, I'm not playing, I love the roots. I did take apart that other little baby. So this one plant is going to become 4 mini plants, and I'm very excited about that. And so I chose the slightly bigger section, and we'll put it back in the same pot it was in, and I'm going to plant it a little bit deeper. And as you see, there's all of these nodes right there, and so I'm hoping that since I am going to be planting it deeper now and with this new fresh soil, that those nodes will activate and give me lots and lots of babies. And so this one is done, in time for the next one. And so one of these I'm going to put in a lecapon mixture for myself because why not? And then another one I'm going to put in a smaller nursery pot to give away to a family friend. And then that little baby one, I will put it in just a little smaller pot, and that one will live in my IKEA cabinet so it can just get all that good humidity and extra moisture and warmth that she needs. Look at that little baby. She's so cute. Most likely I'm going to give this one away to Ruth. I know you're watching this. Look at your new plant. So yeah, I'm very happy about these babies.
Okay, you lit.
Okay, so this wasn't even supposed to be a part of the video, but before I threw these away, I was like, okay, I can reuse this. So I went to find some random containers from my plant storage room, media room area. So I'm going to fill this up with water. About right here, I'm going to put a plant in here in leca. A pond will be too small for these slits, and it will be able to sit perfectly right there. And this is completely not necessary, but I mean, obviously you can use for a small plant that you're trying to grow up, and why not having something cute like that? So don't throw them away. And usually too, I like cut them up in pieces. It depends on how bad the roots are tangled in it. And not only that, this from my favorite store, Dollar Tree. This I use for water propagations. It comes in, I think, a 6-pack. I'll show here. But mira. It's a little bit crooked, but whatever. You get the point. So yeah, whenever you take them off your plants, don't throw them away. You can reuse them. So just another use.